Hey there, and welcome back to the Eye of the Deep build, where we're just about to start cracking on with filling out the rest of the body. First up, I'm going to be expanding on the claws and the eye stalks. I just want to bulk out the claws, give them a bit of flesh, give them some details. Might leave the upper arms of the claws pretty much how they are. If you look at a lot of the images, they have very skinny long claws, so I don't want to make these claws too bulky. But on the same note, I don't really want to leave them sort of scrawny. So next step coming right up. Here we have it then. The thumbs on the claws have been expanded, and I'll just give you a close up on them. So like I say, the thumb piece, which is this piece here, I just bulked that out and then put in the slash marks to make it look a bit more claw-like. So I've got some texture to paint into. There'll probably be some final textures worked onto this. Then there's also the other thumb claw then. It was a bit easier to get at. It's slightly bulkier than the other one, which is not intentional, but it's just how it goes. Green put is not green put? Yeah. Green stuff, sorry. Milliput, green put. Yeah, milliput, green stuff, green put. Yeah. Sorry, that's just me not being able to use words. The main thing as well is you notice that there's no sort of fingerprints on this section here, where there is on here still, and that's because this is just the underbuild where I'm just making the basic structure. So then the last thing that I've just bulked out for the minute before I let it all harden are the backs of the eye stalks, where I've just put in a sort of a scaled, callousy, rough, heavy looking scaly kind of pattern. This is just to sort of make it look like there's some kind of continuation of the hard scaly shells which cover, or shell, skin. I'm not really sure, they're beholderkin. I think they have kind of skin, but like scaly skin or like rough skin, thick skin like elephant skin. It's not ever really made explicit, but So this is what I'm doing on the eye stalks, and then for the rest of the body I'll get little blobs of milliput. So this is done by, I keep saying milliput, sorry, green stuff. This is done on the eye stalks just by getting green stuff and making a single sheet of it and making the sheet cover the entirety, and then cutting in to create this skin pattern. So this is also using the number 7 cutting blade in order to cut these shapes into it, and it's just literally building up a sort of an irregular, squarey, triangle-y, hexagonally, pentagonally kind of pattern through the skin, and I think it works pretty well, and it transfers over. So if I just give it a little rotate, you can see where the edge is here, and it meets with the sort of wrinkly underside. So also it gives painting clue, if you like, as in colour transfer between these two areas. Darker on top, lighter on the bottom would be a typical version, although I have seen it go the other way around and work very well as well. But normally, especially with undersea creatures or flying creatures, you have a light underside, because when you're looking up at the light, and so nature has developed camouflage accordingly. So most things tend to be light on the belly because it tends to make them blend if you're looking up with the light above, and dark on top, because again, if you're looking down at something, whether it's from the sky looking down at something against the ground or against the sea, the ground is dark, so you have dark colours on the backs. Even if you're underwater as well, if you look down into the depths, it's dark, so you have the dark tops on top of the creatures in the seas. So I'll leave this to harden, and then the next step will be finishing off the claw arms. Here's the first claw arm then, and it's just had an additional coating on this exterior side so that the thumb hasn't had any more done to it. And I've just brought this in line with and bulked it out so that it's similar to the thumb but got a lot more bulk on it. And here's the left arm. I mean, you can see there's the odd trace element of fingerprints, which is just me being rubbish actually. Not intended at all, but I can scrape that away. You just use the edge of a sharp craft knife or scalpel and you can just scrape it. Easier if I show, I suppose. Just sort of like this. Won't work like this, but if you're holding the milliput, you can actually just sort of scrape away and smooth out areas where you've left the odd thumbprint, and just clean out bits and pieces like that pretty easily as well. I'm just gonna do a little bit of shaping because at the moment this is just marked into with whilst it's still wet. So I'm just gonna clean up these edges and get a scalpel and cut in to make the sort of teeth of the pincer claw a little bit more pronounced and kind of joined together and work as a bit more of a form within a form. So we get that done, I'll be back with you in a mo, and then I'll be moving into the final stages of just starting to cover the whole thing with sort of little blobs, flattening them out, and creating sort of the armour plated hide of the beholder kin, the Eye of the Deep. There we have it then, all done. I've done all the scaling now, so he's finished. Who would have thunk it, eh? I've done underneath his chin as well, so you've got full scaling there. All around the side of his head. I'm just sort of holding him because, well, it's easier. The background isn't so easy. Sorry, the white background is actually really stuck onto it at the moment, so it's not so easy to just show. I'm trying to keep him in focus there. So yeah, as you can see, I've kind of done the whole thing. Is now scaled. Now each of these scales is individually placed. It's just you get a little blob of green stuff, and you use the smoothing end of the tool. So now we're going to make loads of noise and dig out because I wasn't prepared. Oops. So the smoothing end of the tool is like this, sort of curved, and you're just using the back edge to press in and press it into place. You'll find with these, like metal, the green stuff does stick to the metal a bit, so you do have to keep the metal lubricated in either. But you can do this by either keeping like a pot of water in hand, dip it in the water. Personally, I prefer saliva though. Not that I ever recommend this. You should never ever stick your tools in your mouth, but I do find that just because of the viscosity of saliva, it sticks to the tool better. And so as ever, we come to the stage of cool mini or not. I hope you have decided that it is. It's the first scratch build I've done in a long time, literally in years. I think it's been pretty successful. I'm glad that it's come together and it's finished. There are some things that I would do, but I've run out of time to just sort of details around the claws. But meh, that's all good. I've got myself an Eye of the Deep. Never had an Eye of the Deep before, and it's the first of, well, it's the first beholder kin that my players will have encountered. So you've found this of some use. Interesting that you're modelling awesome, amazing things, and that you're building a collection of stuff that you want and suits your adventures and is just right. So thanks for watching. Have a good one and take care. Bye bye.